up, everyone? Welcome to the world-famous comedy store here in Hollywood, California. My name is Eddie Torres, and I'm here with Earl Skakel.
Yes.
And we are joined by Mr. John Hennigan.
I was wondering what you were going to say.
How you doing? I don't know. There's so many names.
I know. Sometimes I get confused.
Can we call you Johnny Comedy for tonight?
Sure.
There
Johnny
you go.
Comedy, Johnny Store.
Johnny Comedy Store? There
Johnny Comedy Store.
I mean, how many names have you rival Brutus Beefcake?
I think I got him beat.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I definitely have him beat if you take into consideration that almost all my names start with Johnny. I definitely have the most Johnny names of anybody in wrestling.
Can you name them all without thinking?
I'm not going to right now, but yeah, of course.
Johnny Mundo.
Yeah. Well, he's got a new one, Caballero.
Johnny
Caballero's the newest one.
Blaze, Johnny Spade, Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Blackcraft, Johnny Ultra, Johnny Religion,
Ultra.
Johnny 5-Star. Ooh, Johnny Caballero's no joke.
Johnny Caballero. He's going to be at the 1-year anniversary of Republic of Lucha. I'm wearing their shirt right now.
Yo soy un caballero güero.
Are you going to do a performance? Sing a song?
You speak Spanish?
Yeah, man, I'm Cuban.
Hay bondad en mis palabras, pero mi baile es como chupacabras. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
It's not going to be ready yet, but I got plans for Johnny Caballero, big ones.
All right. I've seen the pictures of you and your lady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Johnny
excited.
Caballero might be the most over iteration of the Johnnies.
You're going to be doing something different, though. You're going to be doing something different soon, March 31st at Bloodsport.
Ooh, yeah.
What's going on?
Simon Gotch cut a promo saying he wanted to change my name to Johnny fucking Morgue. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Not my words, his.
It's a comedy store.
That's a little aggressive.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just planning on kicking his ass.
Yeah.
But you know what the nice thing about that is the reason that you do something like Bloodsport is to test yourself, right? And it's no fun to beat up someone when you're thinking about the aftermath. You're like, oh man, I don't want to knock this guy's teeth out. Then he's gonna have to go to the hospital and get veneers, and his wives are gonna be upset talking about Simon. But if he wants to go that far, then hey, I get the freedom to kind of do whatever I want. Right?
Yeah, it's Bloodsport. You know, the hardest hitting event, I think, in pro wrestling. I don't think they'll mind.
Definitely the hardest hitting event in pro wrestling.
I don't think they'll mind if you kick his
Anyway,
ass.
like Simon Gotch, Simon Grimm. For some reason, I had this epiphany. I think he should have changed his name to Simon Gotcha.
Simon Gotcha.
Yeah. Why? I don't know. Just catchy. It's just an A on the end.
Yeah.
I'm a name guy, you know?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, someone likes that name.
We
have another guest.
You want to introduce your guest? John has brought
we
a
got,
guest.
we got a guest. This is his first time. He's a little shy. His name's Bowie.
Bowie.
Former WWE.
No, that was Presley, right?
Yeah, that's Presley.
Presley was signed to a WWE contract. But Bowie, this is his first
This is his first time
in public.
in the limelight.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Oh, what's up, Bowie?
You don't get this on other wrestling podcasts.
And Bowie only knows one trick, so if you have anything, maybe that lemon,
No.
you can make him Bernie. Bowie could Bernie.
All over the carpet.
No, like Bernie Sanders.
Oh, okay.
You're like, offer him your beer. See if he'll Bernie for it.
I mean, how about
Water?
Well, you're not going to give him the beer. Just offer it to him.
Hey, Bowie.
Here. Come see.
Take that.
And he's got to face the other way.
Yeah, get your ass out of the camera.
Yeah,
Does have a nice ass.
You got to face the camera.
Oh, he's gun shy.
No.
No. You're not old enough even in dog years.
All right. Well, we'll get the tricks later.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's in the second
We're
hour.
teasing it.
So yeah, man, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see you in Bloodsport for
Right,
sure. I mean, you're known for your lucha style and like high flying and
people don't realize. I was a high school wrestler and a collegiate wrestler. I was team captain of my high school wrestling team, junior and senior year. I wrestled at UC Davis. That's D1. Only for a year. Then I hurt my knees. But I've also trained jiu-jitsu. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I train, say like Kung Fu, Wing Chun, Taekwondo, is more for the tricking aspects than the practicality. But I train boxing, and I wouldn't say I'm a master of any of those trades, except for collegiate wrestling. Like people that I roll with have a really hard time because I don't blow up very easy, and I can usually smother guys and just tire them out and get them with a choke. But since Bloodsport, I have been training quite a bit, and it's really fun for me to blend different movement patterns, and I can usually come up with some unexpected offense. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, you are known for that. You do a lot of unexpected moves with the ropes and whatnot. But now it'd be cool to see what you do with no ropes, because that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we used to work out at Equinox in the Valley, I used to see you do some wacky moves. And one day when you left, I thought, I'm going to do that. That didn't look that hard.
That was back when you were walking on the treadmill, right?
Yeah, for 2 hours.
I was lifting weights.
But you were doing these weird things with like 30 pounds, and I thought, 30 pounds isn't that heavy. I can hang. And when you left, I think I tore my rotator cuff on the first. Like, much respect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Moist respect,
Moist respect.
as Johnny Drip Drip would say.
Who's that?
He's this other guy.
This other guy?
Wait, who were you when we roast battled?
I think I was just Morrison at that point, even though I was not signed anymore. I just didn't care.
Right. No,
I was Johnny Loser that night.
Yeah, but you
Johnny got his ass handed to him.
not really. You did very well.
I did pretty well, but you killed it that night. Actually, that was a lot of fun.
But if it would be like if I wrestled you, I'd get killed. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be close. I would just slap my belly like Kamala and hope that.
You know what the crazy thing is? If it was Bloodsport, you would get killed. Yeah, but if it was a different place, part of my job would be to make sure you didn't get killed.
Well, you tried that night because I remember we had a little sketch, or not I don't know if you'd call it a sketch after the battle, and you're like, hey, I'm going to give you a stunner, but whatever you do, don't turn your head. And I was so scared because
I think I said don't jump on your butt or don't jump on your knees.
I thought you said don't turn your head, and I was so scared when you touched
did
me.
exactly what I said not
to do. And your knee like whapped me. I'm like, much respect for like how you guys don't injure each other, which unfortunately happened, last week.
Well, it was like your first day of real wrestling, right? I mean, usually it takes a couple years of training before you get in the ring, and then
Even the ropes, man.
Bret Hart actually, his quote was, "It takes about 10 years to learn how to become a main eventer."
Yeah.
So
Well, that goes for comedy, too.
yeah,
You can't just show up 2 years in thinking you're going to headline anywhere.
I did
I did.
20 years later. Because you dabble in comedy with the Ziggler clan, right? Like
Somewhat.
improv.
So I've had my own show at Second City for a while called Flying Chuck with Brett Gunnell, Ziggler's little bro, Nemeth is in there, and Sam Richardson. Richardson is like the first person that I've known and seen go from like just doing improv to like being everywhere, like Veep movies. Like sometimes I've like watched 2 movies and he's in both of them in like the same night without even knowing. But improv and stand up are very different beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think stand-up, it's more solo, but improv, I got kicked out of the Groundlings, so...
I can see why.
I mean, I thought I was doing pretty good, but apparently the instructors didn't.
How? I didn't know that they could kick you out. I mean...
Well, it's kind of a pyramid scheme, and they're like, hey, you got to take level 1 again. I'm like, no, man, I'm the funniest guy in the class, and I was. I don't know if you've ever had this with a wrestling organization where you were doing pretty good, and they were like, hey, you got to, like, we're going to job you to this person or whatever, and you're like, no.
Did you watch the last 2 years of what I did?
Yeah, I didn't want to say
career?
Yeah, I don't know how comfortable you are in talking about it. I mean, whatever you want to talk about in that aspect.
I still feel like they got about 5 to 10% of what I had to offer. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, all right.
But how do you fight them on that? Like when the booker says, hey, we're going to, I don't know if they say, hey, we're going to job you to this person or...
Well, if I knew the answer to that, I'd be champion.
Right. But I'm sure it's very political, I would imagine.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's a lot of times where, like, especially at signings, you're signing and somebody comes up and says, which they probably say to everyone, man, you should be champion. I can't believe it. They wasted you. And it's almost like, what if I walked into someone's job and said, like, hey, you should be manager. Or you should own this place. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Do you think I didn't think about that? Yeah, I should. I wish I was champion too.
Yeah.
But how do you fight like the system and not get discouraged? And like I see guys and girls go.
So this is like borderline philosophical, esoteric a little bit, but the difference between my first and second run was I did get discouraged and a little bitter, and I got a lot my first run. I mean, tag team champ, 3-time IC champ, ECW world champ, and on the second run, I decided I would just do me, be the best version of myself. And there's like a fine line between happiness and ambition that I'm still trying to figure out. I think everyone is.
Yeah.
And it is. It's just tricky. And I don't think there's a catch-all answer to that question. That's a very deep question.
Well, I'm a deep guy, John.
Well, then do you have the answer?
No, not really.
I mean,
No.
it's an art form, and art's subjective.
Yeah.
So who's to say who's the best, you know?
Yeah, and you're not in charge of that particular art. Like, for example, in the company you were in. But, like, people would say all the time, like, oh, you should go to, like, the other company, AEW. It's like, yeah, but they have their plans, too. You're not just going to show up and, like, make me champ because I was champ before. Like, no, you got to earn your way up.
Right. Every place has politics. Every locker room has politics. There's, it's just part of the beast.
Yeah.
It's part that I realized that I don't like as much as I like when the bell rings. You know what's interesting? When I was on Tough Enough, like this is like 2002, Al Snow said one time that his favorite part of being in the business was between bells, when the bell rings and when the bell rings again, because that's when you're actually doing what you signed up to do. The rest of it is like politics and other things.
Yeah.
And training. And at the time, it just kind of over my head because I'd never even wrestled a match. But now, like, I completely agree. Like, when the bell rings, like, nobody's your boss. You can do whatever you want within reason. But before and after that, it's like playing a game of chess. And there are certain things you can't control. You can control how you look, your condition, the type of moves you do, your psychology. You can learn more how you talk, how you move, your swag. And you can work on all that and up all that stuff. But how you're used is not something you can control.
Yeah, that's not up to you. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, they give some...
Unless someone ran a show at the Comedy Store and then...
Well.
Well, I mean, if you need a manager, I'd be a great Gary Hart type manager, not the politician.
I need a manager, just not the Gary Hart.
Man. That guy was my favorite.
Actually, no offense. I love Gary Hart, too.
Yeah.
Do you like having a manager? Like, you've never really had a...
So, as a heel, sure.
Right.
Babyface, no. Okay. I think that's something that is lost on a lot of people. Bad guys should have managers because that's the point of being a bad guy, is having someone to talk for you, to help you cheat, help you win. And if you're a good guy and you have a manager, like, what's the point?
Yeah, they don't need to hype you up anymore. People should like you already.
And, like, you should be your own man, fight your own battles, like, that type of deal.
Oh, now he's doing the trick.
All right, now he's doing the trick. You get it all here.
He keeps tying himself up in the...
I feel like he's in a dog collar match. I feel like there should be another dog in here. I could make a call to get Lois down there.
How many stars do you think? Lois and Bowie?
Lois only has 3 teeth, but she got a grip. She's bitten 6 comics.
Really?
She was abused, not by me.
Well, don't bring Lois.
No, a guy like you might. She might
get her out of here.
She might go right for your ankle.
Oh man.
What do you like being better, a heel or a face?
Doing a Bowie pause. Bowie.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll just.
I have to hold for a little bit. Being a heel or a face, that's another tough one.
Like, is one funner?
So for me, the grass is always greener.
Right.
Like when I'm heel, I'm like stoked for a little bit, and then I want to switch. When I'm face, I'm stoked for a little bit. I want to switch. When I'm in a tag team, it's great, but then I want to be a singles guy. When I'm a singles guy, I start getting tag team ideas. You know what I mean? I just am a fan of the business.
Oh, so am I. That's why I loved Rick Rude as a heel, but not as a face, because it just.
Well, certain guys have like specific energy.
Right.
That like oh man, like this is another one where I can get into
Do it.
forever.
Yeah.
Take The Miz. I think his natural charisma is very heelish.
Yeah.
And as a person, like, he's a good friend. He's fun to be around when it's just two people, not a room full of people, because then he feels like he's on stage and he needs all the attention. But he just kind of oozes this dickiness. So as a face, like, you can book it so that people cheer for him, but ultimately people want to boo that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt Cappotelli is the opposite. No one really ever got to see what he could do, but he had like this genuine goodness that like oozed from him, like this positive charisma. So he would come out of the curtain and people would go nuts. They didn't even really know who he was. They would just see him and feel it. And there's shades of gray. I feel like I'm a shade of gray where I could go either way. I'm not the kind of person that could be like a sadistic serial killer type, I don't think.
Don't sell yourself
But-
short.
Well, it depends on your motivation. You think you could be, Earl?
If I were, if pushed the right way, I think I could be but I lack the body.
Killed before?
It's possible. I mean, there's a few people in this building I'd like to kill.
Before, you might kill again.
They're here right now.
Yeah, he kills on
The,
stage every night. And I'm just, hey.
But like I was thinking
Or he
about,
kills the business.
Oh, yeah. This business is killing me.
The tweak to that, though, is your motivation, right? So for me, thinking like I'm going to make this person suffer doesn't really work, but I'm going to cheat and I'm going to win and it's a game.
Right.
And I'm going to injure them however I can. And it's still, I'm kicking guys in the nuts, I'm cheating, I'm running away, whatever it is. It's just a slight shift of motivation. And I think a lot of people miss that.
How important is the ref in a match? Because I was watching Sid last night against Shawn Michaels, and there was a lot of cheating going on in this match. Like, is he?
Here's
there?
one problem I have with WWE, and this is the only thing I'll say about them.
Okay.
They are really hell-bent on protecting the officials. Like, you get 5 seconds to tag, and if you don't get out, disqualification. 10 seconds out of the ring, disqualification. When has anyone bought a ticket to go watch a referee?
I mean, Danny Davis when I was a kid, but that's a long time ago.
But
You
yeah.
saw Danny Davis as a ref?
Yeah, I'm old, man. I'm 53.
You look great for your age.
I'm trying. I
Aside from Danny Davis, who I would also buy a ticket to watch as a ref, the ref is extremely important, but I think the ref's role should be to facilitate the storytelling.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy Marty Elias, which I think you know as well.
I love Marty.
Yeah, he talks about that all the time, how it's like, they're in charge of timing and helping you, get through the match, but you shouldn't be putting yourself over. And there's a lot of refs out there that are trying to get themselves over,
Oh, man. Some of those refs, there's a couple at AEW that, like, work hard camp better than the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little too
Like, you have to-
mugging for the cameras.
Yeah. That's enough about refs, but you get the idea. And
Yeah.
if they don't have any sort of control or power, then they're meaningless. So you shouldn't just bury the ref and do a bunch of crap that like takes away all their power. But at the same time, you got to be able to cheat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like it's a show. People are going to see a show.
Yeah.
And you can do a lot more with leeway than you can with a strict ref.
Yeah. I wanted to go, before we move on from the whole heel babyface dynamic, like I wanted to ask you, when you did play heel, does it hurt to hear the boos? Like, does it bother you, or does it feel
Not
good?
at
You
all.
get in character and
So
just say,
when you're heel, right? Boos are like doing
cheers.
a good job.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the point. It hurts if you think it's real, and some people do, and those people, there's something wrong with them. Like if you can't separate reality from entertainment, then
What do you mean? It's not real?
How dare you?
Are you telling me Kane and the Undertaker aren't brothers?
well, it's real. Sorry, Earl.
Yeah, but you
Santa
got.
Claus. and the
Kamala's
Easter
not from
Bunny.
Uganda.
No, it's
I thought he was.
it's funny because it's not as simple as is it real or not. You know,
Yeah.
it is real. Like emotion's real, a movie's real, a rock concert's real. But like, say Christoph Waltz in what was it, Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Probably didn't want people clapping for him when he was like killing families, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
he wants you to hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means he's doing his job.
Yeah. I think the pain comes from silence. If you get no reaction,
Indifference.
yeah, then
Yeah.
you're
Apathy.
not doing well.
That's yikes. No good.
Now, whose fault is that when either a storyline or maybe a bad chemistry with someone?
Never my fault.
Of course not. But like, what do you both of you start panicking in the middle of a match? Like, my God, they're not buying what we're selling, or do you just?
It depends. So, if it's a live event and there's no specific time, there's a million tricks you can do. If it's a TV taping and you have not a lot of time, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you where you just, for whatever reason, you don't have good chemistry with someone and it's a TV taping?
Well,
and-
it's like, there's placement too. Like, what if Earl is your first match and it's you versus me, and we're first? I bet you we both get a pretty good reaction.
right.
But what if it's right after The Rock versus Stone Cold? They both come out of retirement, and they do 45 minutes, and then our music hits, and we have 4 minutes. No one's gonna give a crap. You know what I
Mine
mean?
for you. For me, get this guy out of here.
So the placement matters also, and if you only have a certain amount of time, there's not a ton you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my issue with a lot of companies. The pacing of matches. Like sometimes it feels like there's always a pee break match in between, and that's good. But yeah, especially when you do these 4-hour pay-per-views, like people are tired, man. You know?
5 hours if you watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
I do.
Me too.
Well, I mean, the last pay-per-view for AEW, if they could have tightened it up just a little bit.
That was really
I'm
long.
not,
God, but I loved it. But same thing. It was like
just a little tighter. But I was just watching for Sting, so I got what I wanted.
My goodness. Can we
62.
Can
Going
we real
through 5
quick?
tables.
I know.
Like that's can I the
That
boys
was crazy.
But the boys in the back, when they see someone like Sting, who I assume has respect of 99% of the locker room, when they see that, do they step up their own game? Like, hey, he's 62. We got to up it up.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, not even whenever I see anyone do anything, whether it's Sammy Guevara or Ricochet or Darby, anybody that does, or the Bucks or Kenny, I always think if it's a great idea, I usually think, damn, I wish I thought of that.
Right.
The last time I specifically thought that was Bandito was wrestling the Bucks and he countered a super kick with a back hook kick and had the guy take a face plant. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I wish I thought of that. I have a good, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's part of what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a documentary or something where it was like Vince was trying to show someone how to take a drop from a balcony in his 70s. And it's like, you really can't complain if Vince is doing it or like a Stinger's doing it. Like, if you're like, oh, my knees are hurting, I don't know if I want to take that spot. It's like, shut up. Like, come on. Look at what Sting just did.
Well, if it was with New Jack, you'd be going whether you wanted to go or not.
Well, he's got the stun gun.
Yeah, that's right.
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah, I was at the.
You were at that XPW show with Vic Grimes?
I was obsessed with
How old?
XPW. That was early 2000s, I want to say.
Do you know, since you're an XPW guy, when we were traveling for Tough Enough, I saw Supreme at the airport, and I marked out, and I told Al, hey, Al, it's Supreme. Holy shit, we should all pay respects and shake his hand. And he grabbed my shirt and was like, John, no.
That guy, I saw him.
I was a fan. I was an XPW fan too.
His bump taking ability was. I saw him at Birmingham High School. It was a packed. I mean, you couldn't jam another person in this room. He almost died twice with faulty ladder stunts, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And this girl next to me was crying. I'm like, oh, are you a big fan? He's like, that's my husband. I'm like, hey, just out of curiosity, this is being Jewish. I'm like, how much is he getting paid for this? And she's like, oh, I think $250 tonight. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little known fact, Joey Chaos is his nephew.
Oh,
Correct?
wow.
And I had always wondered kind of like how Joey Chaos got his start. And he's one of the guys that runs Santino Brothers and was in Boone the Bounty Hunter.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's a career highlight for him, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Why not?
It was on Netflix.
I have respect. Anyone who gets a movie out, knowing how hard it is to get them out, like that's harder almost to get in wrestling.
Speaking of movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say good segue.
Okay. So I'm not a big horror guy. My wife loves it, loves horror movies. It's one of those things where like at like midnight, I'm always like, let's watch a comedy. She's like, no, let's watch this like some crazy like horror movie. So we decided we wanted to make a movie together, and we ended up writing something on our honeymoon. And what we ended up with was called The Iron Sheik Massacre.
Yes, I'm already in.
First of all, do you know what today is?
Oh yeah.
At the Iron Sheik's birthday, right?
He's 80.
It's crazy.
80 years old today.
Happy birthday, Sheiky.
Bubba.
You're the man, Bubba. So, without giving too much away, basically, there's a room full of new school wrestlers. Me, PJ Black, Killer Cross,
Nice.
Super Panda, Taya, Holly. And we have a web show called The Dump, where we just make fun of old school wrestlers for being clumsy-ass fuckboys doing dumb shit. And it happens to be Sheik Week. But lightning hits the house, and this Sheik doll becomes sentient. Ooh. And murders everyone.
And how do people watch this?
It's not, I mean, like...
It's written. I don't know if he's made.
Oh, no. Like, it's probably going to be done in about 2 weeks, and we're going to submit it to festivals. This has been about 3.5 years.
Wow.
I remember we shot it at the house we were renting because we were moving. We bought a place, and I was like, we can't shoot it in the place that we buy because there's all this blood. We want to shoot it at the rental property.
Yeah.
And which, thank God we did, because I got a call from the landlord when we moved out, and he was like, "Hey, John, so there's a lot of blood. The bathroom, the garage, there's blood on the ceiling, and also in the living room." And I think he might have been trying to extort me.
Probably.
Yeah. Hey, so
Because he didn't call the cops. He just called me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, we shot a horror movie." He's like, "Oh, okay." I keep deposits.
Is there anything I need to know?
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's awesome, though. I'm excited for you. And so it's going to be in festivals. I mean, are you shopping into any like networks, like Netflix or something like that? Amazon.
I've been thinking about what to do with this thing forever, and so lately I've just been thinking, just finish it. If I could do whatever I wanted with it, it would go somewhere like a Netflix or a Hulu, and maybe spawn a series of movies.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like Child's Play or Leprechaun. Like
Okay.
the doll, like when you see it, you'll get it more. Like the doll is really well done, made by Jim Ojala, who it's like this big. It's a custom Iron Sheik doll.
Nice.
And we had like 5 of them made. One that's a full puppet that can move and talk. One that's like a hero doll that stands there. One that's like a stretchy one, and one that is. Well, I don't want to talk about that one because it'll give away the end. And then we had like hands and feet, so you could like walk the feet and shoot the little footsteps.
Nice. Oh, so are those all in your house now?
No, they're his.
Oh, they're his.
Part of the friend deal.
Ah, okay. Is he in the movie? Is he voicing it?
Sheik?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did the voice.
Oh, fantastic.
Sure, you had a good time dealing with his managers.
Oh, I guess. Like who? The Megan brothers?
Yes, they're out of their minds. They brought Virgil to my house once, and
Last time I talked to them, what did they say? Like, we had a conversation, and with the last 30 seconds, we're like, "John, do you know anyone who wants to fight this guy Martin Ford? I need to know, like, ASAP." And I looked this guy up. It's like this, like, huge bodybuilder type guy that looks like he weighs like 280 with all these tats. And I was like, No. Like, and you waited for the very last second to just, hey, do you know anyone who wants to fight this guy? The fight's in a month. Earl?
I mean, no, I'm good. Maybe Virgil will do it. They seem to make that guy like work overtime.
Breadsticks on a pole match.
Yeah.
At the Olive Garden.
I'm not a good fighter. Like, I'll be completely honest with you.
I know, man.
I mean, if it
Only
was,
fights with words.
if it was fake or something, maybe we could, like work it out. But
This guy doesn't look like he knows the difference.
I mean, I have a torn ACL, so I try and avoid combat when I can.
Fair enough.
John, I think our producer John had a question back there.
Yeah, so I have the same question to everybody, which is basically, so your last WrestleMania was amazing. You guys had to, I would say, carry the match because you had a non-wrestler in there. How do you guys genuinely feel when you're given this opportunity or not given the opportunity, and somebody is brought in just for the visibility and ticket sales, where they bring in a pop culture star or those boxing brothers are, I think, doing it this time.
The Pauls.
Paul, yeah. Like, do you guys genuinely, do you welcome that kind of visibility, or are you just, is there a point where you get kind of annoyed that somebody's losing a spot for it?
So earlier, like in my first run, I was a little jaded, especially when you think like I did one WrestleMania. It was me, Trish, and Snooki versus Ziggler, Layla, and Michelle McCool. And to think like Snooki's making more than everyone else in this match combined times 10. But now, no, because that's the business. The business is to generate a spectacle, and bringing people from outside the business that have a following, they bring their followers to watch wrestling. That's the point. In Bad Bunny's case, especially no. He moved to Orlando. I don't know if people know this, and canceled a lot of appearances and spent 3 months training. And he chose to do that because he's a fan of the business. There's been no other celebrity, to my knowledge, that's put that much time and effort into doing what he did. So he tried extremely hard. He was extremely humble also. And it was kind of funny because I had a torn MCL. And that was the first thing I'd done since tearing my MCL. It was 6 weeks out. Damian Priest was also injured.
Really?
So if you watch the match back, he's in there for most of it.
Wow.
And that's why.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's pretty
I did not know
nuts.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he did. It goes without saying. He did fantastically, and it was a real pleasure to work with him. I remember the Canadian on the floor. He wanted to do something cool, and I had an idea, and pretty much everybody said, "Don't do it. It's raining. Don't do it. You can't do it." And we did it in practice really easily, and on the actual day, like, I started almost yelling at people, like, don't tell him we're not doing it. Don't confuse him. We're
Right.
doing this thing. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Don't give him, like, if this, if that, just whatever. And
Yeah, don't put stuff in his head. Yeah.
the more stuff you put in someone's head, especially when they're new, the more frazzled they get. And he was cool. He was calm. He did everything he was supposed to do. His timing was on point. I don't know what he got paid. I know he got paid a ton of money.
A lot.
His concert tickets are going for like $300 a piece.
Hey, that tour sold out afterwards, so
Yeah.
that makes sense, you know. And I not to get a little too inside baseball, but like the Canadian Destroyer, people were like, "Oh my God, what?" And it's like, yeah, but I know that that's mostly your work.
He got nominated for an ESPY.
What? Really?
He did.
Really?
That's what my point was. Like, when I say carry the match, he did great. And that's a match that stood out to me at the end of the show. I imagine the insurance on that guy is not cheap. You guys had
Right.
there was extra pressure versus you in a typical match with two other superstars. You guys had to protect him with your lives at that point. Does that add to the mental aspect of it going into it, knowing that this guy?
It would have, but like, not really. Like, because he was good at listening, So, even though he didn't speak English,
Oh yeah.
like it'd be really easy for me to just say like, "Don't move," or "Wait," or "Stay," and then like he would just do that, and so you can kind of orchestrate around that versus somebody who's like young and hungry, like hearing the crowd and thinking, "Oh, I got to get up and like
Yeah.
do something to pop the crowd." He was not like that at all, and the question that you asked, I think, is it's just a generalization because it varies extremely from person to person. In his case, though, he made the match really easy.
That's good. That's good to hear. I mean, it's something that people complain about, but it's been going on since the first few WrestleManias. There's always
Cyndi
been celebrities.
Lauper.
Yeah.
David Arquette.
Alice Cooper.
Can I ask you a question? I know.
Yeah, good.
I know you weren't. You were with WWE at the time, but like, how do you think that went over in the WCW locker room? And I love David Arquette.
David Arquette did it backwards, didn't he? Like he won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship like that, but then he did like independent wrestling for real. I saw him on indie shows. He really did that for a year or two.
Like his
He
match
got stabbed in the neck by Nick Gage.
Yeah, that was like. Well, I think Nick Cage went off script. Like, I don't know if David Arquette was in on
When he
that.
stabbed him in the jugular with a light tube,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little off.
And then Arquette, to his credit, ran out and like started punching.
Carotid
It was
artery
amazing.
just gushing out. Yeah.
There's so much respect for David Arquette for that, and just
Yeah.
for in general, like being cool. And I'm sure like people hated that Arquette won the WCW Heavyweight Championship at the time, but like it was to promote a movie. And if you take a step back and look at it, hey, K-Fed beat John Cena.
Jesus, that's right.
I've never beat John Cena.
Really?
No, I was just K-Fed's trainer when he beat Cena.
Wow.
So why? Because it was business.
Yeah.
Because they were working on Cena Umaga and Kevin Federline at the time. It's probably the height of his popularity.
Yeah.
And I think if you take a step back, that's all it is. It's just a business.
Yeah. Well, we got to wrap up soon here, but one last question I wanted to ask you. You've done so much, with your career already. Is there anybody that you haven't worked that you've always wanted to, like a legend of some sort?
Comic or anyone?
A comic, a great comic.
Oh, great.
We've worked already, Earl. Let's see. Kenny, I've never worked, and Kenny Omega. Him, you know what? That's tough. There's a lot of people, but if I had to name one, I think probably it would be Kenny Omega.
All right. Hey,
Wait, can we ask one last question?
sure.
Because we talked about outsiders coming into the wrestling world. Did you get that opposite feeling when you did Survivor? Not that those are professional contestants, but like you're stepping into kind of a world that's not.
No, not really, because I think like everyone's stepping into a world.
Right.
It's not like there's like people that have been surviving on an island for 10 years and then here comes the super. Yeah. No, I don't think it helped me being a wrestler. I think it might have been part of why I got voted out. That and the physicality was what I was told by everyone. They were worried about me just winning all the challenges at the end. But I don't think it hurt being a wrestler. I didn't lie to anyone about it either.
Well, it's hard to lie with your body. Go, yeah, I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
And like Nick recognized me right away anyway.
Right.
So like I had a feeling someone would have known.
What was the hardest part about? I mean, I'm assuming you eat a lot, or you're used.
They
to...
didn't show this, but the season finale of Lucha Underground season 4 was whatever day, and I think like 4 days later I left for Survivor. So that meant like I didn't have a time to get into to keto. I didn't have time to diet to cut my calories. So I came in just yoked to Survivor, and there was a period of about a week where like I just passed out sometimes.
Really?
From not eating. Oh yeah, like I'd be like walking and I'd get lightheaded, and sometimes I would sit down, Sometimes I just fall over.
So that's real. Like when you lose a challenge, like you don't get any. Like they don't have like a PA maybe slipping you a banana or something or some rice.
And if they do, I didn't find the right PA.
Any chance you would go on like an all-star season, or like would you do it again?
No, I don't think so. Like, well, I'm glad I did it because you get a lot of time for some authentic introspection, kind of like getting to know the real you and trying to figure out what you want. But what you don't see on camera is every time there's a tribal council or a challenge, you have to go to the beach and wait for a boat, maybe a half hour. Then you get on a boat, maybe a half hour. Then you get off the boat and wait somewhere else, 45 minutes. Then Jeff explains the challenge. Then you go back for 20 minutes. Then you do the challenge. Then you go back and wait for 45 minutes. Then the boat. And then, so all that waiting, the first time you're like, it's cool, it's exciting. I'm not doing that again. It's like the waiting. And that's just, they're making a TV show. So like they have to get the camera set, they have to mic everyone. And that's, the nature of the beast.
Do you think you had an advantage? You're used to working the crowd, your opponent, people watching on TV. Like, was that effective in like tribal council or when you're trying to maybe get someone voted out?
I thought I had an advantage. You saw how that worked out.
You did good though, man.
I still talk to Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's professor of robotics over there in Florida, but he spends a lot of time in Pasadena randomly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm out.
You're out?
done?
All right, well,
All
then
right.
let's wrap it up by saying I've done pretty much every type of wrestling except for Bloodsport. And this is going to be the first time I've done anything like that. I've always been a big fan of Josh Barnett. I've trained with him for a long time. Simon Grimm is no joke. He's no slouch.
Talk to him right there.
Oh. Simon, you watching? I don't care what Simon says. Johnny says, Simon Gotcha is going to be your name because you're going to get got. Oh, by the way, Truth gave me permission to say that to you. So it looks like I'll see you at Bloodsport, brother.
That's right. March 31st. Order your tickets on Fight TV to watch. I'm excited to see it. John, thank you so much. We need to do a little too sweet for Scott Hall, I think.
Yeah, man, that one hurts.
That hurts. And, it's unfortunate, but we do have to do a little too sweet. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, John.
And too sweet, everyone.
Too sweet. We love you, Scott.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Comedy Store Wrestling Show. We are here for the segment we like to call The Outsiders, and we're being joined by Comedy Store legend himself, the American Bully,
Yeah.
Rick Ingraham.
Guys, the real
Add
deal.
claps.
Yeah. Is there any way we can add a roar from the crowd? Like,
Yes. Drum roll. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, we're gonna show Rick some very, very interesting WWE content and get his feedback. You're not a big WWE, like you don't watch wrestling on a regular basis. Maybe when you were younger, right?
yeah, I haven't watched in this century.
But
So-
weren't you, am I mistaken, were you in the arena when Owen Hart died?
I was. That was the end of my watching wrestling.
Maybe
So-
we should watch that.
Is
No,
that?
don't let him relive that.
Because I still think it's a total storyline. I know Blue Blazer is coming out
Yeah.
to save AJ Styles.
I will say this: the most fucked up part about it was this human being, is clearly dying in the ring, and so all the people with kids are basically trying to file out at least like, yeah, it's time to get soda or whatever, and then the fucked up people are all like, that person's dying, and I just remember people like being like, it's not Owen. I'm like, so we're okay if that's just like some jobber
Yeah,
who they dressed up as the Blue Blazer, and then Owen's going to pop out from underneath the ring or whatever they think the plan was. I'm like, I love that was their concern. Like, if it's just some guy. If that's Barry Horowitz, then no harm, no foul.
Well, you got to feel bad for Jeff Jarrett because I think he was the next match, and they just pushed him out there. And
Get out there.
Yeah, I mean, man's
show's
like, hey,
gotta go
man,
on.
show's still got to work, dude.
The Godfather and his hose were just standing on the ramp because that's the music that was playing when his body fell.
No way.
Yeah, it was that.
That's terrible. I don't mean to laugh at tragedy, but my God.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, good times.
So we're gonna watch the Vince McMahon and Donald Trump Battle of the Billionaires contract signing.
Oh, okay.
Because we know you're a big Donald Trump fan.
I'm a huge Trump guy.
Yeah.
There's the walking, the strut.
The strut.
The most genius villaining of all time. That to play the
100%.
role as everybody's shithead boss.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Look at that walk. My goodness. Yes, Mr. McMahon. Pal.
All right? If you're a jerk from Washington, D.C., tell me. That's my point. What a bunch of jerks.
So good. This is what he wanted to come out here and tell the people.
Trump is going to sit right there. He's going to sign a deal.
I love the irony of this taking place in Washington. This is pre-Trump presidency.
World. This is a deal that Donald Trump will not be able to get out of. And why? Because this is Vince McMahon's world. I created this world. I created WrestleMania. And I'll just be damned if I'm going to be embarrassed. I'll tell you why.
That's his thing, is yelling why.
Oh my God, I forgot Umaga was a part of this.
Rest in peace, Umaga.
Legends.
I honestly haven't seen this since.
I think they edited out the Vince McMahon as a homo sign.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
It's my favorite wrestling
Leave it in.
sign ever.
What? So he's a wild savage of some sort?
Yeah.
Samoan.
I think he's from
Samoan.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Smart.
Is that a real Samoa tattoo? I feel like it's fake. It looks too new.
Yeah. It literally looks like he used a Sharpie to color tattoos on.
What was the guy's name in the hat? He was pretty funny. The manager guy.
Armando?
I don't remember.
I think it was Armando something.
Armando.
But wasn't Umaga in like a street gang wrestling group before this?
Yeah, I think so.
With the guy
No,
who
he was
who
in Three
became-
Count. Rosie and Jamal.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let's get Trump out here. Look at him. Look at him. The president of the
Future
United
president.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Look at him.
Those
Is
ladies.
that Maria Kanellis?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
I know it's not his wife.
No. I wonder if he grabbed them by the pussy.
He
Anyway.
probably did.
That was part of their contract.
Those whores.
The best is the video montage going on behind him. It was just headshots.
Yeah. Headshots. A steak, a Trump steak.
We're going to need some pics. He's like, I'm going to send you over 45 headshots. Use all of them.
Oh my goodness. Is he still in the Hall of Fame?
Of course he is.
The people love him.
Pat Patterson's in the Hall of Fame. We know
Huge
what he
puss
did.
guy. Huge puss guy.
Yeah.
I would kill for Trump to be doing a wrestling promo now.
He
Here we
might.
go. I mean, he does at the rallies, but here we go.
Oh, yes. Check out my hair.
Well, that's because it's hair versus hair.
God.
How ironic.
We should have known. We should have known.
I know.
Should have seen it coming.
They're chanting his name in Washington,
He's getting
D.C.
stone cold level appreciation right now. There's a sign that just says cock.
A no match for my Trump Towers.
I think I know what he means. He is two of them.
You guys
The king.
because he's going to have a hard time on April 1st. Let me tell you right now.
All right.
He's going to have the hardest time he's ever had in the ring.
Like with an erection?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look how big that microphone is in his.
In the ring with you.
Tiny little.
A big number on you, Vince. You were scared. You were frightened. You didn't want to be in the ring with him. And I want to introduce him now, Vince. There's nothing for you to say. I want to introduce him. ECW World Champion, Bobby Lashley, folks. My man.
I forgot Bobby Lashley was a part of this too.
My man. My man, he says.
My man.
Like he owns him.
Yeah. You know, Trump has never been this close to a black person before.
At WrestleMania.
Damn. The fireworks just naturally blew off when he stuck his arms out.
He shoots fireworks out of his fingers.
Now this Umaga character seems like he. I love that.
Yeah.
We still got the ads.
Hey, did we get a cut of that ad?
How
Yeah,
does that?
seriously, what's going on?
Unbelievable.
We'll cut this.
Hey man, is there any way we can kill ourselves?
I know what Rick's thinking. Thanks a lot, guys.
I'm telling you,
He's like the Black Goldberg.
he is. I mean,
And,
I've heard him called Black Lesnar before. So
Oh, okay.
and so Umaga though, he's a wild savage, right?
Yeah.
But he's able to just stand there without losing control.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, he's still, he's gritting his teeth. But yeah,
Unbelievable. You got to come by and give Melania a run. He's not happy, this Umaga. But you asked him to come down here for this taunt off.
back off.
Bobby. Do we love Bobby?
We love Bobby.
Yeah, I guess so. You said it twice.
Get on the business here. See how good you are.
He does have a great body. I'll give him that. Jesus.
Bobby.
But not Umaga. Umaga looks like my ex-girlfriend.
I thought he meant Trump.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Incredible physique.
I mean, Umaga's got my body type right now. It's pepperoni pizzas and hot dogs, street dogs in L.A. body.
Probably be the last contract you signed with hair on your head.
oh,
I doubt that. I doubt that.
but you got him good. Good comeback.
Let's roast.
It's gonna kick your guy's ass.
He definitely didn't remember
So
the name
it's
Umaga.
such a brilliant line.
He's gonna kick your guy's ass.
Probably doesn't even know Umaga's name.
course he doesn't.
I'm not learning that. That's un-American.
The billionaires is on for WrestleMania. Donald Trump cannot get out of this deal. I don't want to get out, Vince. And at WrestleMania,
Oh my God, talking over him.
flip. At WrestleMania, Donald Trump, I'm going to do what everybody wanted to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to do what
I love that. That's how Vince McMahon thinks he gets a haircut. The little roller coaster arms.
95% of all the celebrities that we pulled want me to win and shave your head bald. And that's a fact.
Well, if you say so.
Well, neither one of them are billionaires.
I was gonna say, is this where Stone Cold comes out?
John Travolta
There's no Stone Cold.
for his Trump.
Oh, where? Yeah, he does. Doesn't he stun the Trumper?
Old shows, 95%
Oh, I think it happens at the Mania.
of the Hollywood celebrities want your head shaved, and we're going to do it, Vince.
The Hollywood celebrities.
Not the Hollywood celebs.
Those libtards.
You might have some support from this audience, but 95% of them are idiots.
Ooh.
Let's roast.
To me, they look like a very smart group of people.
I don't
And
doubt
this
that.
is where it all started.
He thinks we're smart.
Yeah.
This is where it all started, guys.
I'm gonna vote for him. Fuck Hillary.
Yeah.
I'll see you there, Vince.
Vince is the bad guy.
Oh, he does
there we
come
go.
on. Come
We got
on,
Stone
man.
Cold. He's coming back. I don't know if you know, Rick. WrestleMania this coming weekend. He's coming back. Mr.
He's
Stone-
fighting?
Stone Cold, yeah.
Wow.
19 years later.
He's confronting.
Wait, I was gonna say he was retired, right?
Yeah. Retired from neck injury. And now he's
But
okay.
it's healed.
It's okay now.
So okay.
That's okay.
It's like when Eddie Gilbert broke his neck and 2 weeks later he's wrestling.
Smart. you got to stay in the game. Get back on that horse.
Well, he's got 2 beers now, so I'm sure he's numbing the pain a little bit with the beers.
Washington, D.C.
Greatest American hero of the last 30 years, right there.
Stone Cold.
Oh yeah.
How about Dwayne Johnson and Stone Cold 2024?
I mean, it'd be hard for them to lose.
Right?
Is Stone Cold still married to Sable?
Ooh.
I
Or
think
that was
he is.
Brock.
Has he
No,
domestically
Brock
abused
was
her?
married to Sable.
Wait, Brock is married to Sable now?
Yeah, Stone
Good
Cold
for
was
her.
married to Deborah.
He's married to who?
Stone Cold was married to Deborah.
Oh,
at the
Deborah,
time,
that's right.
Deborah.
Wait, who is Mark Mero married to? Sable, right?
Weren't they just paired up? I don't know if they were.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if
married.
they were married. I think they were just.
I think every storyline.
I buy all of them.
Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth loved Randy Savage. That's a fact.
Wasn't she porking Lex Luger toward
Well,
the end?
yeah, Luger killed her, but
That's sad to see Luger now. Like,
dude, he looks terrifying.
Well, that's the karma for killing Elizabeth.
Yeah, he looks
mean-
like Stevie Z. That's a reference for about 25 people who were hanging out at the Comedy Store in 2004.
wait, Stevie D, the guy over in the 70s?
No, Stevie Z, the guy with cerebral palsy. That,
That's like 6 guys up here.
yeah, that's true also.
Davey Wester.
Oh,
Yeah, I think this is after they had their match, huh?
No, this is at the.
Is that the signing?
This is at the signing.
No, no, I mean.
look at that
this is
mole.
after
Oh, is
they-
that a nipple?
Yeah, that's a nipple.
that
Nice
is
Umaga nipple.
Are going to fight at WrestleMania. There will be a winner and there will be a loser. That being said, someone's going to get a haircut. We're not talking about a flat top. I'm not talking about a buzz cut. I'm not talking about a crew cut. No one's getting a little off the top and no one's getting their damn ears lowered. Someone's going to get their head shaved bald at WrestleMania, and that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so.
Who got their head shaved? I forgot.
It was Vince.
It was Vince, yeah.
Did he really get it shaved?
Yeah, they did it in the ring. Can you pull that one up real quick before we leave? Because I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
sure
we're,
Rick wants
we're
that.
putting over Trump
How do
too
I-
much with this. We need to see who that him gets done.
Can you pull up the Billy and Chuck Gay wedding while you're at it just to kill time?
I think that the
There it is.
Oh, my
Boom.
God. He really did.
Great. You just want to do a little spot?
Oh boy, you want to do a
Is that
spot?
Brandon Christie? Is it? Oh, no, my bad. It was just.
unbelievable.
I don't know any of these people. Is that Rachel Wolfson? I don't know.
Oh, what?
She kind of looks like her, not the darker hair.
Snickers, best sponsor this podcast ever had.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
Jesus
out of
Christ,
control.
man.
We
We
can't-
better be making
John,
some
next
money
time,
on this episode.
I'm signing in. I'm signing in.
Yeah, we can't afford the subscription
Lois,
service
Lois,
here.
speak quiet.
I'm actually excited to watch this show.
Whoa. Is this another Boba Fett spinoff?
It's a video game, Halo.
Jesus Christ.
All right. You can.
Coach.
Wait, what?
Coach!
Is this the wrong video?
There
There we go.
Yeah, you can.
This is probably what gave
Yeah.
Umaga his final concussion.
Probably. There he is.
Here we go.
Jesus.
That sounded bad.
Oh my God. That's right. I forgot that Trump attacked him. What the?
That's right, because they
Yeah.
turned this into some sort of a video that they all shared.
Oh,
Where it was
that's
like
right.
Trump fighting CNN or something. They put the CNN logo over Vince's head.
God.
Nope.
Stunner.
No.
Boom.
Oh, he
Bad
didn't
news.
sell it very good.
No.
He's no Scott Hall.
Well, he had to stay up for the spear. Did that bell ring before the third?
Before the
man?
third thing, yeah.
Oh my God. What a
Is
disaster.
that Adam Hunter? No, sorry, my bad.
I don't deserve that.
This is where he got the taste of big.
You got to give
crowds.
Vince credit, man. He really follows through the storyline.
How you doing, man? There you go.
Why are they using plugged-in razors?
Well, because he's got a thick head of hair, you know, all that machismo, all that testosterone. You need the professional plugged-in clippers.
He kind of looks like Warrior there toward the end.
No.
Anything for his company. You got to respect the guy.
I'll give him points for that. He may have killed 20 wrestlers with his tactics, but
This is the last time Trump did manual labor.
No.
What? Why is he still fighting? Like, they already shaved the top of his head. Is he wants him to just leave the back?
Yes, leave the mullet, just the mullet, the back part of the mullet.
I mean, they're doing a good job. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, as a man who shaves his head regularly, I gotta say, not bad.
Oh my God! I take that back.
He looks like an open micer at the
Yeah.
comedy store now.
Looks like crispy chicken. If you,
Oh, now they're gonna do blade.
Yeah.
They do like a shave.
I would not trust Bobby Lashley with a blade.
No, man. What?
What are you shaving, Donald? Honestly, that seems like too much shaving cream.
That's
What
a
was
lot.
that?
That's a lot of shaving cream.
What was that wacky Mexican dude who used to come here, Househead? Remember that guy, the Mexican guy who'd have all that weird crap on his head? It was like a
yeah.
ding-donger type.
Househead. I forgot about that lunatic.
Jeez. What is this sexy music they're playing in the background? Whose music is this?
I
I
don't
think
know.
that this was Trump's entrance.
That's
music.
Donald Trump's music?
Oh, Jesus, they're going pretty fast with
Yeah,
these
I mean-
blades.
Trump has never shaved himself. That's the problem. He's using these tools for the first time.
God. So wait, so we're not gonna see the stunner? Oh, that's a bummer. Aw, sad.
Wow.
Sad. So sad. Well, Rick, what do you think is going to happen at WrestleMania with Stone Cold coming back?
Who's Stone Cold fighting?
Kevin Owens. I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah, It's a younger guy. But, I mean, 19 years away from the ring. What do you think gonna happen?
Is the state of wrestling so bad that they were like, we have to bring back old stars? Is this like having Hulk Hogan just come drop a leg drop on someone so they can be like, Hulk Hogan's here?
Yeah, I mean, it's just because everybody wants Stone Cold to be there. Because to this day, when you're watching the regular shows, they still do the chants, the what chants, and
Yeah.
you know, he's like the biggest star they've ever had.
Yeah.
So I see why they want to bring him back, but
We have to bring him back before these guys die.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's true also.
You know, like, look at all the famous wrestlers who died before 50, and Stone Cold's got to be north of 50.
Yeah, he's got to be
55.
Yeah,
56,
probably
around
mid-50s.
my age.
A buddy of mine lives in Texas, and his daughter plays volleyball and basketball, I think, against Undertaker's daughter. So he'll randomly send me pics when they're playing against each other at the volleyball games, whatever, of the Undertaker sitting across like 3 rows of bleachers because he's stretched out so
Right.
much. And he said, like watching him stand up is painful to watch because his legs are so bad. He has to basically like kind of flip over and push himself up.
like me, and I'm only 40. So
Yeah.
that
We
makes
just
sense.
seen Flair up here last night.
He was looking good. Definitely not on the verge of death at any moment.
I mean, I think Annie almost took him out in the can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, the best was Jet Ski. He walks up and he's like, "Where's the restroom?" And she's like, "It's over there." And then he walks in. People are like, "You know who that is?" And she's like, "No." They're like, "That's Ric Flair." And she's like, "Oh, cool. Who's that?"
And
Like, he's a pro wrestler. Oh, and someone's like, "He's a legend." She goes, "Okay." And then he walks back out like 5 minutes later after taking photos with Annie. And someone was like, "Hey, do you know who that is?" And she goes, "Yeah, he's a legend. That's Ric Flair." I'm like,
Emily
"Damn."
had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I'm like, Emily, do you know like who
Yeah.
that man is? And she's like, no.
That's so wild to me. Well, you know, that's why we got Jet Ski on episode 1, because she's like the perfect outsider.
Yeah. No idea.
No idea. Well, Rick, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us
man,
for the
thanks.
Outsiders segment. Everyone, stick around. We've got John Hennigan in the building. We're going to talk to him, and you're going to watch it. Cheers.
All right, do another outro because John Hennigan's going to be before this. So do another outro and promote Rick.
The new
Oh,
album.
yes. Okay.
Well, no, promote going on tour, Rick, and then promote your
Yes.
Instagram.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Rick, thank you so much for joining us for the Outsiders segment.
Thanks for having me.
How can people find you?
They can see me on tour through May at least with Chris Rock. I have an album
You're
out,
opening up for Chris Rock?
opening for Chris Rock.
That's huge, man.
And so, yeah, I'll be in Boston next week and a couple other random places, Florida, North Carolina, and Reno. And so, yeah, just go to his website, and I'll be on those shows for at least the next month and a half or so.
Hell yeah. And you got your own show on the network as well. If anybody that's watching and listening.
Yep. 'Cause Rick Ingraham Talks to Strangers, Comedy Store podcast, and I'm at the Comedy Store a lot.
Yeah, come out to the Comedy Store. Watch a show.
But watch Rick. Best crowd work in the business.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Pick up the album, American Bully.
You can see it at Sam Goody Music.
Oh, man.
FYE.
See, I'm old enough to remember going to Sam Goody.
Every mall in America.
The Wiz.
Yeah.
Remember The Wiz? Nobody beats The Wiz.
Oh, I thought you meant Nipsey Russell. There's the Wiz. He's on down the road, brother.
Oh, no, yeah. Circuit City also has the new album.
Yep.
But yeah, Rick, thanks so much for joining
having
us.
me,
Thank you, Rick.
And thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow Comedy Store Records on Instagram for more information on the show. Follow myself, Eddie Torres, at RRBG Podcast. And my man.
Follow me at jeffross.org.
It's an organization?
It is. Earl Skakel on all social media platforms, including being the second oldest guy on TikTok. I'll let you guess who the first one is. Let's roast! Asshole.